Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. So the Ethereum merge happened and it was a sell the news event. And here is a fortune.com article. Ethereum merge will change crypto forever. Everything you need to know. And then it turns out that they just interviewed just some random top Ethereum developer. And so it's like, he literally can't say anything bad about it. The Ethereum community is more giddy than usual on weekly Zoom calls dedicated to technical matters. Ethereum developers have been celebrating, even singing, as they advance towards the merge, an event hailed the most important technological upgrade in the history of crypto. These people are so delusional. But what exactly is the merge? Those who follow crypto news have likely heard about it and are aware it represents a shift in something called proof of stake, but there are few detailed accounts of the technological process and the merge's implications for the larger crypto ecosystem. To that end, Fortune spoke to Ethereum core developers to craft a detailed overview of the merge. So if they're talking to Ethereum core developers to craft a detailed overview of the merge, do you think you're going to get the real story? No, you're going to get an ETH soy boy story about how to wear a ponytail and be hipster and move to Denver. That's literally all they're going to show you how to do. And have like a little paperboy hat on top of it. Currently slated for mid-September, and the controversies that have surrounded it, here's all you need to know. What exactly do people mean by the merge? ETH2, Ethereum 2.0, ETH 2.0, the project is called many things in the past, but earlier this year, the community settled on merge. Most simply, the merge is a long-planned Ethereum upgrade aimed at improving the network. Such upgrades are commonplace, but this is the most important one up to date. Its success will pave the way for developers to introduce a host of new features to the network. So they're literally saying that once this upgrade happens, then they can start building on top of it and pave the way. That means they're starting somewhere and have to get somewhere else to get where they want to go. This isn't really what they're saying it is. And they're admitting it without acting like they're trying to use this jargon, but they're literally saying, oh, even once it's ready, it won't be ready. The merge will merge the current mainnet, or the main public Ethereum blockchain used by everyone, with something called the beacon chain. Currently, both chains exist in parallel, but only the Ethereum mainnet, which currently uses a mechanism called proof of work, is processing transactions. Once the merge is complete, Ethereum will shift away from proof of work and adopt the beacons chain's proof of stake. And then they're following that sasal.eth guy that has repeatedly proven to just be one of the most ignorant about technology so-called developers that, I mean, it's laughable that, I mean, literally Cardano has a better chance and there's zero chance. What's proof of stake? Proof of stake is a type of consensus mechanism that differs from traditional proof of work. A consensus what? A consensus mechanism describes the way Ethereum or other blockchains determine the legitimacy of transactions posted to its network. It's how the blockchain governs itself. Ethereum can be a distributed database of nodes or computers that run software to verify blocks on the transaction within. To reach consensus on the network and make a decision, the majority of nodes must be in agreement, and the choice of consensus mechanism determines how they do that. Which, a whole nother video, but they've already proven that it's like Lido and Coinbase combined have already made like over 40% of all the blocks on the new proof of work Ethereum. So it's exponentially more centralized than anything that could be created as far as public blockchains go right now. So how does proof of stake work? Once Ethereum shifts to a proof of stake consensus mechanism post-merge, the network will rely on trusted entities known as validators to verify transactions and add new blocks to the blockchain, which you only need 32 ETH to be able to do. So it's not like it's some trusted validator. It's anybody who had enough money to be part of the EOS Network Foundation or the Ethereum Network Foundation, like at the beginning. So if you were an insider and got all the pre-mined coins, you could be a validator. Does that mean you're a trusted entity that should be validating transactions? Or, I mean, come on, guys. A validator would be chosen at random each time a new block is added, which will occur every 12 seconds or so. So they don't even know, but EOS does 3 seconds per block producer, and they have half-second block times, and then they switch, and it's more than random. Anyone can, and I think that they pointed out too, the most block producer on the EOS blockchain has made 5.1% of all the blocks. So, I mean, as 21 block producers, that's basically right in line, somebody who's basically been there the whole time. Anyone can apply to be a validator. Oh, by depositing 32 Ethereum, about $60,000 mid-August prices, and some intended to ensure that participants have a stake in the success of the network and run up-to-date software. So they're saying that if you just have $60,000, we assume that you're going to be an upstanding, right by the network and people person and run up-to-date software. Like, that's so random and arbitrary, it doesn't even make sense. The Ethereum Foundation explains prospective validators will then be added to an activation queue that limits the rate of new validators joining the network. Once a validator is activated, so the Ethereum Foundation actually chooses who the block producers are. Even if you try to be a block producer or a validator on Ethereum and you have $60,000 and you are running up-to-date software and you're trusted, you still have to get approved by the Ethereum Foundation, which means, I mean, come on, guys. This is insane. Then it will be eligible to review and approve new blocks on the Ethereum network proposed added to its blockchain. In return for securing the networks, validators will earn Ether as a reward, while the 32 Ether staked as collateral reserves as a major incentive to behave appropriately, because there are also punishments for validators that are incompetent or malicious, namely that can be penalized with the loss or sum of all their deposit. So you could be a trusted validator, have all the up-to-date software, become a trusted validator, approved through the Ethereum Foundation, and then the Ethereum Foundation can decide, nah, we don't like this guy, and take his money. And then you're not a validator anymore. Does that sound like anything that this globe is going to run on? No. Get it through your skull. The merge hasn't happened yet, but the beacon chain already has 415,000 validators. Now, do you really believe that the Ethereum Foundation have already approved almost 500,000? No, they didn't. And by the way, this was right before the merge happened. We understand it's already taken place, and it was a sell the news event. And yeah, nothing literally changed except for the miners now aren't getting paid. What's proof of work? Proof of work is another consensus mechanism that has been used by the Ethereum mainnet since its genesis. Other older blockchains, most notably Bitcoin, continue to employ it. The proof of work comes in the form of mining, where miners expand energy in a form of computing power. And then it goes on to say, mostly Bitcoiners love proof of work, say it's more secure. The process is notably bad for the environment, which has been a key factor in prompting Ethereum's shift to proof of stake, even though Bitcoin uses 0.1% of all the electricity in the globe. It's the greenest technology in the history of man. Why is the merge such a big deal? For one, Ethereum is the most used blockchain. So they're getting Ethereum developers telling them this story, and it's 100% false. I mean, nobody thinks that Ethereum is the most used blockchain. There isn't any stats that back that up whatsoever. It's the second largest cryptocurrency with 200 billion in market cap. Ethereum also hosts numerous decentralized applications and decentralized finance protocols and establishes the authenticity of millions of NFTs, all of which have to redone as if they've gotten any sort of regulatory framework, because you're literally switching to a new mechanism of consensus. This means the outcome of the merge will not just affect the Ethereum blockchain, but a constellation of products and services that rely upon it. And given Ethereum's size and influence, the fate of the merge is likely to have a ripple effect on the broader crypto industry. And in retrospect, looking back, that literally means that because it wasn't as successful as everybody thought and didn't make the price go up, it literally pulled the whole market down. Meanwhile, the switch to proof of stake will affect thousands of people who mine Ether, many of who expended significant capital in the endeavor. Most will probably turn to mining other proof of work coins, but the merge is still likely to hurt their bottom line. While the merge is bad news for miners, the vast majority of ETH community and beyond see the end of mining as a good thing, helping both the planet and Ethereum's reputation, which has a terrible reputation. The switch from proof of work to proof of stake will reduce the energy consumption by 99.9% or more. The Ethereum core developer Preston Van Loon told Fortune. That's no joke. So they're just taking random guys' words and using them as headlines and these big selling points. 99.9%. Isn't that just happened to be what Elon Musk said had to happen in order for him to support an adoption of a base layer? Kind of interesting, huh? It's just that random perfect number that Elon's looking for. I mean, but this guy's got a lot of data to back it up. He just told Fortune. Another important consequence of the merge will be the reduction in the issuance of Ether. After the merge, it's likely to become the largest deflationary currency, according to Lucas Altomuro, head of research at blockchain intelligence firm Into the Block. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend Into the Block because they don't know what they're talking about either. The largest deflationary currency. In his latest newsletter, Altomuro predicts that because the cryptocurrency will no longer be rewarded to miners, the issuance will drop by 87%. Ooh, the projected to range between 1.5 and 0.5% based on the last 3 months of data. And so they don't even really know what the issuance model is for Ethereum. There has never been an audit to know how many there is in total. And yeah, they're just winging it. It's going great though. The decline in issuance in turn means that EOS could eclipse Bitcoin in market cap over the next 12 months. Ooh. Finally, the merge is viewed as a critical step in Ethereum's overall development. A critical step. So it's not even ready. Like, you need to read what they're saying. They're telling you right in here that it's not going to be ready. Vitalik Buterin, the network is now 40% complete. And after the merge, Ethereum can go up to being 55% complete, he said. Vitalik Buterin says if the merge is 100% successful, which we now know it supposedly was, they're saying it was, Ethereum is only 55% complete. How can people not understand this? That's Vitalik saying that. That's the same guy that said EOS is Ethereum on steroids. They didn't want to believe him when he said that, but they don't want to believe him when he says this. But when he says anything positive about Ethereum, we have to believe him then. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Also on Ethereum's roadmaps are 4 other phases happening in parallel. That's called the Surge, Verge, Purge, and Splurge, all of which aim to make Ethereum faster, safer, and more decentralized. At the end of this roadmap, Ethereum will be a much more scalable system. And then Vitalik says at the end of this process, it'll be able to do 100,000 transactions per second. Why is the merge controversial? Most of the people strongly support the merge, a vocal minority denouncing it as a colossal mistake, and namely the miners concerned in the loss of their income. And critics say proof of stake will make Ethereum more centralized and less secure, a point of the dominance of a few entities hold staked in Ether. and deposited on the Ether beacon chain. As the firm Data Masari pointed out, Lido Finance controls 31.2% of all staked Ether on the beacon chain, and Coinbase controls 14%. So they're literally telling you right there that, I mean, it was centralized before it started. Do you think it's going to undo itself? The largest positions of Lido and others reflect the fact that they are custodians for thousands of smaller ETH holders. Oh, they're so loving. They mean well. Have we seen any other cryptocurrency exchange do right by their token holders? Have they done right with the EOS blockchain validators? No. They always keep the profits and vote for themselves and their proxies to get in. But it'll be different on Ethereum because my developers. We got so many developers. The concerns include fear that law enforcement may treat validators as a target. Oh, so we have to let people who are already in control keep control so that other people don't get unnecessarily targeted. And Vitalik said he addressed this on Twitter, signaled his support in burning the stake of any validators that censor Ethereum protocol if asked by U.S. regulators. So Vitalik himself is going to go in and delete all your Ethereum and take it all if you try to do anything involving regulatory framework. That doesn't even make sense. I believe the Ethereum community is strong enough to fight off base layer censorship. The ETH Hub founder Anthony Sassano tweeted, Bitcoin is prone to the same censorship risk as Ethereum is. It doesn't matter if it's proof of work or proof of stake. So he just arbitrarily says whatever he wants, and you just have to... Fortune takes it as 100% gold and makes it into an article. Absolutely unbelievable. That guy couldn't be more wrong in everything he's ever said. Even Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong suggested on the 17th of August that he'd rather stop the cryptocurrency exchange than comply with potential censorship sanctions. Yeah, that's what they all say. Another concern is the maximal extractable value, formerly minor extractable value, and potential boost issues in the post-merge. It's a MEV is the profit a miner or validator can make by picking, excluding, or reordering transactions within blocks. And yeah, it just goes on a little bit more about these people. Will the merge lower the gas fees everyone complains about? No. It says it right there. No. Gas fees refer to the cost of carrying out a transaction on Ethereum blockchain. Gas fees are paid in Ether and have frequently spiked during busy periods and demand for transactions to be processed. Gas fees are considered a big pain point for Ethereum users. This is unsurprising since during the busiest periods, gas fees can reach hundreds of dollars, making the network unviable for many. And that won't change, even though they changed to proof of stake. Ethereum will shift to proof of stake and not expand network capacity. Therefore, the network will not impact the price of gas fees. Vitalik predicted that gas fees will drop in the future, though. He estimates that in time, after the merge, gas fees could be as low as 5 cents, owning to roll-ups, so-called layer 2 technology, a multitude of transactions off-chain, processing it, then records a compressed version of the main Ethereum. It's like, holy moly. Whew. Any other big misconceptions about the merge? Because we've already established it's not going to do anything. Yes, there are many. For one, the merge won't speed up the process it takes for Ethereum to process transactions, though timing for new blocks or settlement or finality will change slightly post-merge. It won't be substantial enough for Ethereum users to notice. The Ethereum Foundation says. Another misunderstanding about the merge is that it involves time frame during which investors can cash out their staked Ethereum. So yeah, you're going to want to read this because literally they're saying none of this is going to work. I just want to put that out there. Staffelbaker out.